Welcome to OnScreen Academic Writing with Steve Marshall. Lesson 4a is the first of a two-part lesson on participle clauses. Participle clauses can give information about an independent clause in the same way as relative clauses. Participle clauses use fewer words than relative clauses and add variety to spoken and written communication. It is recommended that you study On-Screen Academic Writing Lessons 3a and 3b relative clauses before doing this lesson. Here are two sentences with participle clauses. Let's look at the first one. The Mona Lisa, painted by Leonardo da Vinci, is on display at the Louvre Museum in Paris. Painted by Leonardo da Vinci is the participle clause. It has a past participle, painted. Past participle clauses can be used instead of the passive voice. For example, in this sentence, painted by replaces the passive voice phrase, which was painted by. And the next sentence, tourists and art lovers wanting to see the painting line up for hours to enter the museum. Wanting to see the painting is the participle clause. It begins with wanting, which is a present participle. Use present participle clauses with the active voice. Wanting to see the painting replaces who want to see the painting. The first sentence is a non-defining participle clause, giving extra information about the Mona Lisa. The second sentence is a defining participle clause, giving essential information about the tourists and art lovers. Let's look first at the form for present participle clauses for active voice. One function of a present participle clause is to reduce a relative clause. For example, the local government, hoping to reduce waste, introduced compulsory recycling. The participle clause here is a reduction of the relative clause, which hoped to reduce waste. And the time idea here is past time. You can also use a present participle clause to say and. For example, the local government introduced compulsory recycling, reducing waste by 25% in 1 year. This participle clause is an economical way of saying and it reduced waste by 25% in 1 year. And the time idea here is also past time. The third reason to use present participle clauses is to say because. For example, wanting to copy the model, other areas are planning similar recycling policies. The participle clause wanting to copy the model means because they want to copy the model. The time idea here is present time. So remember, present participle clauses are used for active voice. In this case, we have examples of present participles for past and present time. Now for past participle clauses, which are used for passive voice. The two sentences below show how past participle clauses can reduce a relative clause. Let's look at the first example. The local government policy announced last week aims to encourage recycling. The participle clause announced last week is a reduction of which was announced last week. And the time idea for this sentence is past time. And the second sentence, the council promotes several policies funded by the national government. This participle clause is a reduction of the relative clause that are funded by the national government. And the time idea here is present time. So remember, past participle clauses are for passive voice. We've seen here two examples, one for past time and one for present time. Thank you, that's all for now. To see the second part of this lesson, On-Screen Academic Writing, Lesson 4b, Participle Clauses, please click on the link.